Hello everyone. Here we are at. I've got my Rise of Industry game going. I'll keep that going. It kind of gave me a hankering to play Capitalism Lab, which, if you're not familiar, is a very similar kind of industry and business simulation. It's a much older game, although it's essentially based on Capitalism Lab. Capitalism 2. It's a very old game. I mean, like 20 odd years or more, I believe. But Capitalism Lab is being built up by the same folks. Still, they're kind of like this indie studio with very few games. It's not even on Steam, but you can buy it, and it is being updated still. It has a lot of DLC, a lot of updates. I haven't played in a long time, so we're gonna use our man Joseph Best and just kind of start going through the scenarios. So I'm doing like the very first scenario. Um, and we'll see if this is of interest to anyone. I think it's a very cool, like in terms of modeling, it's definitely, I believe, probably one of the most detailed simulations there is out there. It's not super exciting to look at. A little, I mean, they've modernized it as much as they can, but it's pretty old engine. Hopefully, also the text is quite small. I'm not sure how that will look on folks' screens. Hopefully, it's readable. There's no way to scale this up. It's kind of crazy, like this map right here. I can't drag and make this bigger and see more. So, but yeah. Anyway, so okay, the deal is in this scenario, we need to dominate the home furniture industry. So our three goals are, and I think more goals show up. I can't remember, but essentially make 100 million in annual revenue, 10 million in profit, so just a 10% margin, and then dominate the furniture industry. So these early scenarios are pretty easy, but it's still worth going through. So we start with 200 million in cash, which sounds a lot, but in this game, everything's quite expensive. So it's not a huge amount, but again, should give us a pretty good advantage if we actually go. So we're competing against 21 other AI companies, or 20 companies, because we're one of them. And if we sort it by like cash, so it's basically like nothing exists in the world right now, but aside from government-owned businesses. So we're all starting from scratch. Some scenarios you actually kind of start later in the process, so the AI gets an opportunity to kind of, get itself established. But so you can see, like we essentially have the most cash of anyone here. So on top of like whatever the AI's difficulty is, um, we're definitely sort of it's our game to lose essentially. Um, and yeah, so furniture industry is what we want to go into. And so if I go to the what's a good way? So we go to products here. So the way the game works is there are a lot of categories of products. Although funny enough, there's only kind of like 4 products per category. It would be a bit overwhelming if there were more. And this is kind of in retail. This scenario, I believe, has locked us out of like DLC stuff. There's like software firms, internet firms, a lot of modern stuff. Like this game is kind of based in a time when retail was king. There wasn't, it's kind of pre-internet, right? So it's kind of like so the early scenarios in the game are based in this sort of time frame. But yeah, so I mean, what we need to be mindful of is essentially in the products. So we'll go to the like furniture category. I think it's just furniture, not home furniture, but furniture, right? And right now, under all companies, like no, nobody's in it, right? Now, if I go to all here, so these are the 4 items, 4 products we can build in the furniture category. So we basically want to make the best of these and market them the best and sell them. Now, to do that, we need to basically build a bunch of labs and research and that sort of thing. Now, if we just did that, I don't think it would be winnable. I might be wrong, but we really do need to also have other income coming in. And the main way to do that is essentially we have 4 cities here. These are not based on real I mean, obviously the names are real, but like they're just randomized. So what this is showing us is we've got 4 cities, and amongst the cities, there's a slight difference. So you can see that each city has like an unemployment rate. So in Toulouse here, 73 wage rate, unemployment rate 3%. If I go over here, uh, wage rate's a little higher. Over here, a little higher. Actually, they're actually quite even, which is unusual. Usually, and so this is all randomized. The scenario doesn't lock it in. Usually, you'll have a much lower real wage rate in one of the cities, which just means that the essentially the workers are cheaper. So it can be kind of where you maybe start out manufacturing. Um, yeah, and then every city has usually like these seaports, and there are 2 types of seaports. You can't really see on this map; it's hard to see, but there's an I and C. So like the C, the letter C, seaports are consumer goods. So you can see this seaport here has bottled milk, leather jacket, toothpaste, headache pills. So these are all like manufactured goods, right? Whereas this one, which I believe, no, not this one, but this one, the industry one. So this one is actual kind of intermediate products, right? Like either raw, like iron ore, or you know, yeah. So things you grow or mine. Um, so so that's what each city has. Um, so essentially, really, the easiest way to just get going, make money is there's these neutrally made products out there, and we just want to kind of run a retail organization where we just sell other people's products, like a Walmart, essentially. And as long as we win on price and marketing, we'll be able to take some of that market share. So that's what we're going to do. We have no so while time is paused here, I think I really just want to set up a retail presence in every city and buy whatever is on sale at these local seaports and just start selling them. And I think that's the way to go. Haven't talked about like the game also models this entire like stock exchange thing. We can invest in anything we want. Now we have our own personal money. See, Joseph here has $1 million of his own personal money that he could invest anywhere. This scenario has no personal profit, like incentive, personal net worth. So really, his money is kind of pointless. It doesn't matter. I've got $1 million. I can do it for role play purposes. But the main thing is that Best Industries, you can see here, my company has 200 million to spend. It could buy stock in other people's companies and make money that way. Another way it could actually make money is just investing in real estate or land. In general, like in the real world, land goes up in value over time, but it might be a bit of a slower uptick than, like a direct industry like retail, which isn't necessarily like the real world. But yeah, like we have this whole stock market. We also have the ability to, of course, borrow money. Um, I won't do that until we're actually low on cash. But just curious, like. Wow. Yeah. We could borrow another 200 million, and we should be able to put that to work. But I'll wait to do that. And then another thing you can even do is issue shares, and issuing price. So, I'm not sure what the max is. Yeah, so we could issue 6 million more shares, 50 million. So we could basically dilute all the shareholders, which we hold a 50% controlling share. I'm not sure who else owns us right now, but we can raise 50 million by just offering up more stock. And again, since personal net worth is meaningless, it doesn't really matter. I think other than getting taken over potentially, I'm not sure, but some other company could take us over. I don't know if they do that typically in this scenario game. Anyway, lots going on there. As you can see, I've been talking a lot. Wow, I've talking for 10 minutes. Hopefully it has not bored you, but such a deep game, so cool. So let's just do it. So like I said, what we're gonna do is let's set up our retail stores. So under retail store here, you can do specialist stores, but again, not really a point in that unless we're gonna build some furniture stores for selling our furniture. But otherwise, really a discount mega store or a department store would do it. I believe it looks like the department store sells maybe more than the discount mega store. I'm not sure what the benefit is outside of, yeah, this looks like, so let's go to department store. And essentially what you want to do is just put it, you see the areas, there's some red areas, and those will tend to be more expensive land. But in the top left here, it says customer traffic index. So what you want to do is put it as like kind of find the highest traffic index possible, because that gives you an advantage. It's hard to see exactly in game that I found, but like, you know, that's the advice, is that, so like this looks like a pretty hot area. So I'm going to build our retail store there. And, you know, it's basically free marketing. We're getting a lot of foot traffic, right? So now we want to just sort of load up on products. And so what I want to do is say in the current city, I just want any seaport supplied items. And yeah, and so, you know, at that point, so then you can see, you know, really, you can generally make profit on anything. I like to kind of go for the highest price goods. You could do deeper research and look at like, well, there's like this necessity index and stuff. But honestly, like for me, it's like higher price goods because there should be higher margin on them. You know, versus like toothpaste, right? So yeah, let's just do it. So I'm going to take a refrigerator. We'll take the printer, leather jacket, a leather bag, and it's like chair might be the next one. Chair or leather jacket. Sure, do the chair. Now, there is a thing here though, is that if we are contributing to selling up competing furniture, that could hurt us in the market domination. So maybe I can avoid that, although I can't really avoid other people selling chairs. So, but you know, why contribute? So I'm just going to go ahead and do the leather jacket. So I don't want to go into all of the detail of this. It's just a lot going on, but essentially every business you build has these units. You see here, this middle unit's now missing, like doesn't have anything, but you can basically build these types of units: advertising, purchasing, sales. So the core makeup of it is purchasing buys the stock, sales sells the stock. So you need a link of those, and that's, you know, by using the shortcut there, I have a purchasing unit buying refrigerators, and then a sales unit that's going to sell the refrigerators. If we invest in training, then our guys get better. What does it say? Experienced workers. When all workers have become experienced, the unit will increase. And, you know, by increasing the... so basically, once these guys level up, it levels up the unit, and then leveling up the unit usually means like just higher throughput, that sort of thing. So, you know, I'm probably going to do like, we'll do some training, but you see it is quite expensive, monthly cost, but I'm going to kind of aim at like 20,000 everywhere, just like, yeah, maybe halfway, right? Like, let's just train everything, get everything leveling up. So that's it. And then I want to advertise, because that's really going to be the only way that we can, you know, dominate essentially in sales versus other folks who are going to be selling. Before I do that, there is one thing we want to do, and that is under the brand. So you basically want to make this decision right up front and not change it. And it's basically, what is your advertising strategy? So the unique strategy is every product is its own brand. So there's no best industries brand at all. Everything's just its own thing, and so you have to kind of advertise individually for everything. Then the range brand, which is what we are going to do, covers everything in the same product class. So that means that for the furniture, for example, if we advertise one piece of furniture, all the furniture that I make is going to benefit from that brand recognition. So that's kind of like of course, now I can't think of a single damn furniture brand name or whatever, but, you know, think of, oh my God, how embarrassing. I can't think of it. I mean, you know, in electronics, right, it'd be like Sony, right? So it's like Sony sells a television, they sell a PlayStation, they sell, you know, some home appliances as well, right? And so that, you know, maybe you like one Sony product, you buy others. So that's basically the idea we're going there. And then there's also corporate, which you should you think would be the most advantageous. Basically, everything will be labeled best industries or whatever brand we would do for consumer. Best industries sounds a little not consumer focused, but everything would benefit. The problem is that if we make any weak stuff, then that will bring other things down. So range is sort of the middle ground. We're going to pick it. It's what the tutorial suggests. It tends to have worked from what I remember. All right, so we've got our strategy there. We've got our first retail store right here. And then, yeah, I think that's it. And then we've got advertising. And then what you want to do is just link, I believe you can just link any one of the sales units and it'll essentially advertise for everyone. We then need to pick how we're advertising. You can even own media firms, but we're just going to use the government-run media or the state-run media, and then basically, so the cost is here and the rating is. I mean, you really want to go with the highest rating. So radio apparently is doing better than TV. It's got 35 rating, but then the advertising cost is actually cheaper as well. So this is like easily the best option. It's not always going to be like that, but yeah. And then I've reduced this monthly spend before, and I've found it has used the slide to set the monthly budget for advertising on the selected media for each linked product. Huh. I'm just going to link everything then. I don't know if... I know that if you just link the one, it's fine, but that's fine. So, but I've slid this down before, and it feels like it's doing nothing. And then if you leave it at this base 100,000, it seems to really like it's actually impacting. You see that brand recognition go up quickly. So I don't know. I'm going to leave it at 100. It sounds a lot, 100,000 a month, but hopefully we are going to be outpacing that quite easily. So I've set that up there. We're going to do that in every, that cost us, the whole setup cost us only 15 million. So we're definitely going to do that in every city. You could even, debating potentially, essentially there are 8, I believe, because we're buying these consumer seaports. It's only 2 seaports. I think there's 8 products. So we could also just buy another, maybe we just do 2 retail stores in both and just go crazy. So got the 1 retail store there. I don't know if having them close together matters, but I'm just going to go with like where there's good foot traffic. And so let's buy the other stuff, which of course was all the lower price stuff, but yeah, that's fine. I don't want to double up on it. Although, again, you'll see as you have to feel it out. You might be overselling. You know what? I'm going to do it. Let's do the expensive ones as well. I don't want to do the chairs, though. We'll go half and half. I don't know. Frozen chicken. Very weird stores, right? Like a massive department store. It's selling some toothpaste, frozen chicken, a bag, and refrigerator. That's it. It's kind of weird, but yeah. So we're just gonna set everything up, advertising, link those all together. We'll still buy the radio, and then yeah, we've kind of got to do this in all the cities. It's a bit annoying, but I think it's worth doing. You'll see how quickly, this should get our economic engine going. 51. It's pretty awesome. So same deal. Current city seaports. Let's go with the expense, and there's way less expensive stuff here. Oh, there's a camera, that's pretty good. Leather briefcase and perfume, maybe. Yeah. Bring in our advertising, link up all the sales units. Oh, I didn't do training in that last one. Let's go back there and make sure to set up the training. There we go. Okay. I'm just gonna do 1 in each city. We'll see how we do. Like I said, I mean, I think there's plenty of room for more, but it's a 45, 54. It says 54, but then you have to actually, like, I can't build there. Yeah, 45 is pretty damn good. Okay, and bed. That's furniture, isn't it? Yeah, so we'd be competing on that one. I'm gonna leave that alone. Hi-fi. Shoes, stuffed toy. I think we already did the backpack. No, we didn't do the backpack. Let's do that one. All right, and advertising unit. Let's make sure we're buying. So this city, so we've got 35. It's mid-range and it's 35, so we'll do that one. and do our training at about half. Just want to make sure I didn't link media to this one, so let's make sure we do that. Same deal. I'm probably just going to buy the highest rating. It's also the cheapest, so that works out great. All right, so we've got 2 in Sapporo, 1 in Berlin, 1 in Hong Kong. We have nothing in Toulouse. Nothing in Toulouse yet. So let's do another one. Department store, find a good spot. 39. And what's available over here? Skates. Treadmill, nice. Sweater, sure, and that sports watch probably. All right, set up the advertising. There are things like templates and stuff, but it doesn't usually help for. Oops, a link. I just double clicked by accident. So rating. This is the best rating. Yeah, and it's the cheapest, so we'll do that one. Training. All right, okay. So we've only spent 70 million. Like I said, I think we could easily do a second retail location. But why don't we also then use the rest of our money to get going with our research? So one of the other things we haven't done is put together well, okay, so now let's look at what is it going to take to build our furniture empire. And so what you want to be doing is looking at how the furniture is made. So under the furniture class here, we've got our bed, chair, sofa, table. And these are the ingredients that make it. So you can see the bed just uses timber, nothing else. The chair uses timber, cotton and linen. Sofa uses timber, cotton and leather. And the table uses timber, glass and steel. So you should be able to see the through line there is that every item of furniture uses timber. So it will probably behoove us to actually go into the full product, supply chain of timber. And that way, we benefit from that. A few other notes is it tells you a lot of things. Like, so for example, beds. So the quality of the bed is determined half and half by the technology research, essentially, and then the raw material quality. So it has 50% is pretty high for material quality, right? So that's another reason why we want to be making our own timber, the timber, sawmilling, whatever, and get that as high quality as possible, because that's going to lend a lot of weight to the overall quality. And of course, we'll do research as well. Down here is the necessity index. So this generally matters for the higher necessity, the more it's not going to be impacted by macroeconomic. So right now, economic state is expansion. So, consumers are buying things even though it's not high necessity. But if that goes down or we go into recession, then the high necessity goods will definitely take a hit. What else can we do? Yeah, so this is telling us supply of this item is unavailable. So, of course, a lot of things are going to be unavailable because none of the other businesses have started yet either. So everything's going to sort of say unavailable. But, as all the other AI get going, they'll start manufacturing things and we can buy from them. But yeah, so let's set up our forestry. And I think if we go to raw here, so you can see timber's available down here. I think every city essentially will have timber. Yep, Sapporo has it, Hong Kong, and yeah, they all have timber. So I did notice, let's go to cities. So, maybe we just build in the biggest city. It's got the highest market. Normally you might say, well, we'll build where the wage rate is lower, but since they're all so close, I feel like going to Hong Kong, just where there's the most people, biggest market. And yeah, let's set up in the only timber over here as well, so we can kind of have a monopoly on timber. I suppose what we could look at here, so the timber there says quality 53. So let's look at the other ones. So 51 doesn't, hopefully it's not going to be, and there's 2 timbers over here, 66 and 71. Okay, so maybe if we want to make the better timber, we just start in Toulouse, and Sapporo has 61. Yeah, okay. So let's just get the best timber. Now this is quite expensive. You see the land cost 40 million, 36 million. So that's definitely going to eat into our cash reserves very quickly. Question is, do we want to lock up both and just stop anyone making timber products here without coming through us, having to buy the timber from us? I don't think I care enough. So yeah, we'll just, so let's go ahead and build our logging camp on our timber here. All right, we'll do the usual, just always set training to half. And let's have a look at the plan. So yeah, you can essentially, and if we need, yeah, so it's just sort of just setting everything up for us. I'm just going to do a one setup. We can always expand, but so we'll use this one. So as you can see here, what's happening is we're, logging. They're actually going to like, cut down the wood. That's going to be stored in basically a warehouse, and then it will just be sold. So everything gets sold, right? Even if we're selling to ourselves, and every firm has its own balance sheet, its own profit, its own profit and loss statement essentially. So um, you know, it's just kind of like how the bookkeeping is done. But we could, for instance, sell everything at at a loss, and then we'd see massive profits in the the manufacturing side when we use the wood. But in the end, if one of our firms is taking a loss and the other one's profiting, they cancel each other out. So there's not generally a reason to do that. You could effectively, I guess, sell at exact cost, have this logging camp make no profit. But I don't think you can't set prices for yourself internally. So I can't set a price we sell the logs to our companies, and then what we would sell them to other companies. It's the same. So if so now what we can do is say we're not going to sell any timber to other companies, which I kind of like doing. It limits how much money we'll make, but it also prevents other people getting good timber, good wood. So actually I might do that. So I believe we might have to unpause to get that option, because I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to do that. Prevent others buying. I'm going to unpause just for a second here. Where's our timber? Oh, what happened? My firms, all cities. Yeah, timber, there we go. Okay, so I'm turning on the clock. Yeah, so you can see this starts operating. Sales. Yeah, here we go. See, now if I click internal sale, now no one else can buy our timber. So actually, I'm going to max this out. I want like the best timber we can do there. I don't believe you can research that. But let's go ahead and pause again. And yeah, so now I'm going to set up some manufacturing with that timber. So we need a factory. Let's just go medium. And you generally want to put this like in, all nearby. You want the cheap land. So right here, like you see the land cost is 5 million. That looks like that's the basic cost, right? If I get closer to the houses, actually oddly the land is still the same, even though it's on top of houses. We do have to, you can see it says there's a residential building there, so we'd have to like buy them out for, so these poor houses, they're basically like, hey, we'll buy you out for 500,000. But that land cost should get more expensive as we go. Yeah, see, going closer to the city, the land cost goes up. But anyway, no reason to tear down houses or whatever. We've got plenty of space, so it's better to let's just use the cheapest land we've got. So, and actually you can see it's already gone up just a tiny bit right here, right next to where we've already built an industry. So one thing you can also do to avoid that is, knowing that we're probably going to use all this land as our manufacturing, you can actually buy that land up front. So I think I'm going to do that. 5 million. See, actually, but yeah, we're going to run our cash reserves down a bit. Yeah. So now we own all that plot. So we'll be able to expand into it, and it won't go up in like the land. We won't be paying more for the land as we build up this area, right? Yeah. Okay. So we'll build the factory, and then we want to get into making beds. So let's go to bed. Yeah, and let's just like make as many beds as we can. So this sort of setup is doing that. Okay, and yeah, let's do max training on that as well. And yeah, let's start selling the beds. Um, I guess actually, so I've kind of jumped the gun. I'm making the beds, but I haven't researched them. And something you could do is sort of just say, well, we could just do research on. So let's set up a research center. Actually, I haven't even set up a headquarters too. Let's do that. Yeah, we probably need more like. You know what? I am gonna max out our loan as well. Let's just because yeah, you can see we're drilling in. Well, let's we'll run out of money first. Okay, let's just keep buying up the land. Like I said, you know this land's going up in value as we build up around here, so you might as well get it ahead of time. Okay, so we're now going to build our headquarters. Can be out long commute for our employees, but it is what it is. I'm trying to remember why, because obviously everything kind of comes with expenses, but I don't know. Just to, what do we get out of having a CEO office? Not a lot, actually. Okay, well, that's fine. We need a CEO, right? We need an office for ourselves. It'd be ridiculous not to have one. The chief operating officer, so he actually can basically run our retail for us, just kind of affect prices. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe marketing. Chief technical, I think that will help us with research. Uh, I don't know. Yeah, this is tough actually. I probably shouldn't be just like adding things. It all has cost. But yeah, we'll get the headquarters going anyway. Okay, let's get our R&D. Throw that in there. And so what we want to do is, I think we'll do a like kind of a 3 setup for each of our items. So basically, so we link those together, and then this one we're going to start our R&D, and we'll start it on the beds. And this is that whole like, so if we do it every 6 months, we'll see a tech advancement very quickly, but we're getting like the least return. So, you know, we're basically getting what, 10 a year, whereas if we do it by yearly, we'd get 15 a year. Let's go yearly, because it's sort of return goes down a bit there, right? Because then it's like 2 years, we get an extra 10% bump. Let's just do yearly. And let's go ahead and do the same thing for all the other furniture class products. So everything else in furniture. Be good if I can remember. It doesn't let you do it by class. Table is one of them. 1 year. And then sofa, 1 year. 6 months. No. Oh no, that's annoying. Yeah, so I think I don't know if I spent money on that yet, but sofa, 1 year. Yeah, sometimes a misclick can cost you. Okay, and then that did leave us with one product we're not researching. So I'll build another R&D center, and I don't think, I won't go over the 3. Let's have just everything researching kind of at the same pace. So there's got to be one other here that I'm just not sure. Is it chair? Bed, table, sofa. Yeah, so chair. And 1 year. Okay, so that gets our research going. We're at 20 million. Yeah, so I don't love that we're going to be manufacturing. See, probably setting up manufacturing before we've even done any research, not great, because it means that we're going to be making lower quality beds, we're going to be selling them, and it's just going to hurt that, like that, it's going to be harder to kind of keep the brand quality. It takes longer to get that brand quality up, but I think that's fine. We'll just live with it. So, okay, I'm just going to get time going a little. Let's just do it at sort of medium speed here so you can see the days are going by. And what I want to start seeing is actual profit coming in. Hopefully we won't get into a really bad situation. So let's see how our department store's going. So you can see, like, these lines are all indicating different things. So the blue is the amount of stock,
The
and
central bank decreases the interest
oh, and that's going
rate.
to keep popping up those sort of alerts. But like, what you really want to see is this bottom line here is you want this maxed out because that means utilization is maximum. Um, like this doesn't look good. So let me just slow down time. And so why is this not selling, for example? So what we can see here is overall rating is 31. Usually, I'm trying to remember. You can see kind of how is it comparing to. Oh, we have to click on the product at the top. Okay, so the treadmill. So yeah, so here's the issue, right? So there's always like some sort of local product, like no matter what, like local products are selling in the city. And you can see the city right now is selling a product at an overall quality of 30. Quality is entirely made up of the brand recognition, the quality of the product itself, and then the price. And then it will weight it by that. So our problem is that we don't have brand recognition yet. Our quality is better. We're importing a better treadmill, but our price is just not good enough. So what we're going to do is knock down the price, and generally, if you can keep yourself about 5 points over, whatever's happening in the city, then we should start to see those sales increase. So now, like, I'm just going to speed up time, and we really should start to see this go up. And then sales units. So yeah, see utilization's going up. We are selling more units now, right? It just took a little bit of price adjustment. So this is something you can micromanage. This is where a COO, I believe, is good for this. You tell him, listen, I want to be selling at good profit, adjust prices accordingly. But let's just do one time through. So like I said, you just really basically want to keep this over 5 in each of our products. I think 5 more. Let's go one more down there. So yeah, this one's not good. So we're going to decrease the price on this one and this one as well, like that, right? And let's just go through each of our retail firms. So what's cool is you can sort of cycle as that. So we've got 5 retail firms. So we're just going to go one at a time through. So here we've got a really good lead. You can see really good profit margin because this is our cost plus shipping. This is what we're selling it out. Another one's really good. I mean, effectively what we can do even, we can increase our price, right? As long as we're keeping about that 5 ahead in quality, we're going to be making even more profit. So, it works both ways, right? You can decrease price or increase it if the market can withstand it, which, yeah, in this category it can. So, while I set up retail everywhere, it looks like Sapporo is a great area. These high value items that we can actually sell way over. Way over. I'm really tempted to set up another store in Sapporo. Oh, we do have another store in Sapporo. Almost like just set up all of them, the better ones. See, like here, yeah. Why sell these small ones? I'm making $1.20 on this when this one I'm making $100 in profit per unit. Now I'm not sure how much each we're selling though. Refrigerators, like you can see 160 refrigerators, toothpaste. Yeah. So I don't know if the easiest way to notice that. So yeah, so we're only making $1.20 profit per unit, but we're also we're talking about tens of thousands of units versus 40, right? So yeah, but either way, so yeah, I'm just going to keep slightly adjusting. But if I don't pay attention to these, I think, oh, look at that. It's you can go crazy up price there on the frozen chicken. Yeah, so everything right now, we can really afford to boost the prices. But, you can see like how quickly this adjusts. Oh, this one's not good. So this one we have to heavily reduce the price to get there. Yeah. Get you up. You're about right. You have a long way we can go. And you are way low. We have to get you down in price. All right. So we should start seeing good profit there now that we've actually sort of balanced our prices. Did we not do this one? Maybe not. This one we can boost the price up. That's normal. That's about right. Yeah, we probably did do this one. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to sort of turn time up a bit and I just want to see, what I really want to see is our numbers come up, right? So here on our income statement, we want to see our profitability. Like right now, as you can see, our profit was bad, but it seems to be coming up. We're like in the negative right now. The problem is that, you know, we have been doing a lot in costs, right? So you can see, look at our training. We're spending $1 million. This is year to date, last month. So yeah, we're spending about 200K a month on training. You know, salaries, advertising, spending 2 million a month on advertising. So, but even with all that, look at where we've got to already. You know, so you know, a couple months have passed here. We're looking at an operating profit of well into 2 million. You know, we'll see. Let's see at the end of this month what our profit looks like. But as you can see, making money not too difficult with just you know, just getting up our retail presence really heavily. So yeah, 2.7 in profit, right? Plus our land has increased in value. All right, let's slow down time again and, you know, take a quick snapshot of how our corporations look. See, so if I now look at, let's go annual revenue, and you can see, so our revenue, we're making, you know, we're already at 63 million in sales, right? We're only making 5 million in profit, but still, that's, you know, general rule of business is make revenue first, growth, 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 and then you can always shrink the, you know, increase your margins, right? So we're at 65 million revenue. For some reason, these guys haven't even started making anything. I don't know if they're just doing research or something. Wow, yeah, what is going on? Nobody is even, I don't know what's going on. Nobody has any revenue. Are they just not going to work? I don't know if this is something to do with the like the difficulty settings. I didn't change the settings. I just went to normal difficulty, huh? Competitors, moderate. I don't remember changing settings. I just went to the scenario and hit go. Yeah, I hope we start seeing them actually do something. Because otherwise, yeah, it's going to be pretty boring. Obviously, we can dominate. But you can see our goals. So, you know, annual revenue, we're already getting to 100 million. It might even do it just with what we're doing right now. Profit, you know, we're almost there too. So we've practically done it. The issue is going to be the market dominance in furniture. And again, we'll get that even without research if nobody starts selling anything. Yeah, what is the deal? Firms. I mean, they're very slowly getting. Yeah, none of these guys have opened firms. Oh man, I don't know if this is bugged out because they should all be getting going. I don't know why they're not. Like one firm, Ideas Hotbed has opened a R&D center, so he's going big on, you know, like beauty products. But why are the others not doing anything? I really don't know the answer to that. They all seem to be just buying shares in me. Watch me just like, yeah, so best, what's out there actually? Public shareholders, 5% own. See, I own 50%. Nobody can take over the company because they can't beat the 50%. But yeah, you can see all the AIs have bought like interest in me. But yeah, and then there's 5% out there unowned. You know what, I should probably buy my own stock. Just I might as well. What else am I gonna do? Yeah, so I just spent all my personal cash. I now have 50.5%. Obviously, if I would have done that at the beginning, it would have been better because my stock price has gone up. We can see the price really shot up there because obviously we were a company doing nothing, and now we're, we have an operating profit of, you know, 3 million. Okay, well, so we're making money. I might take a loan. I might just like let this run. I'm just speed this up. Let's just run another month or so, and then we can, um, let's just get the other manufacturing going. So actually, yeah, see, we should find our manufacturing has, we've totally, a big waste, right? We are completely maxed out on all of it. All these blue things is our stock, right? So we have manufactured our beds to the max, and our sales units are full. We have 1,200 beds ready to sell, and nobody can do anything. So we're just paying them to do nothing right now. So we need to get our furniture stores going, and yeah, let's do that. Let's get a furniture store up and running. Wow, traffic in Isvadi. I've never seen that before. So we're going to buy from ourselves here best, and there's our bed. And I believe you can support like 2 purchases units to 1 sales, and then let's advertise best rated there. And yeah, so we should be, we'll start selling our beds. And so we're already winning on quality. See, our quality of our beds are already at 50. So we're beating the city average already, although our price is pretty much even. But that'll keep us going fine because we should, yeah, you can see our demand is up. The sales unit is having trouble staying full, even with 2 purchasing units feeding it. But yeah, so I think, let's set up beds in every country. Yeah, every country. So we'll set up some manufacturing now. Well, so the issue here is, right, yeah, and that's actually where you could say, do you want to buy timber and everything, or are we going to buy the timber from outside? Let's see. So if I go to factory, set up a medium factory, and we'll make some beds here as well. So
Your
where are you?
company is now the leader in
So
the bed market.
you see, we're purchasing the timber from over here. So the timber, we've got a buck freight cost with it, but I think that's fine. Like, obviously, timber's going to be less to ship than like more refined products. So yeah, so that should get underway there. And so the total manufacturing cost, so it's showing that to make we paid. I wonder why the freight is 140. So if I go to the city where the timber exists, the bed. Yeah, the freight's only 450. Yeah, so by buying in the timber, you can see how much it's. I mean, that's actually insane. It doesn't look like it's worth doing. Yeah, right. That's insane. We're spending 140 on the shipping. I guess it's a lot of timber. Yeah, because the freight cost of the timber's only 4 cents there, and it's a buck something. So yeah, I think we do need to, if we're building the bed in every city, we need to also own the timber, which is going to be very expensive. But to be fair, we might be able to dominate the market if we're just in one city. All right, let's set up. We'll set up timber here, but then do we not have the money? Yeah, we don't. Okay, so let's go get our loan. I mean, we could issue shares too. Yeah, why don't we do shares? Because you technically don't have to pay that money back. I don't think we're... Yeah, why not? All right, that got us 120 million. Yeah, our dividend 0. So, you know, the shares are not... they're not costing us anything in cash. They are, you know, it's just diluting. But again, I don't care about my personal wealth, so what does it matter? Okay, so let's, oops. Yeah, I don't actually know if we need to make, we had a full logging, so you can see, it's hard to do. I find yeah, we only did the one here, so yeah. And like, is it enough? It's definitely enough. Our purchasing is maxed out, so you only need one logging.
Your R&D project is complete.
So, we don't even have an inventory set up. That's fine, I guess. Yeah, the other one, we had an inventory in the middle just to kind of stock up. Okay, so let's make sure then that the timber now that we're buying is coming from our local. So yeah, and then this one, link it to our local one. All right, so now we should hopefully see this freight cost come way down.
Iron deposit
But it
discovered.
won't come down until these have actually sold out first. So let's also go ahead and put a furniture store up here and start selling those beds. So from the current city, let's do another purchasing unit for the bed and advertise best one. Do half training on this one. So yeah, so that's just telling us R&D is getting better. So just to see if the dominance is actually, so dominance, so you can see bed, we're dominating, you know, leader in the market share. So really, you know, yeah, I don't think it'll take much to, and we've already hit the other 2 goals. You can see how easy this scenario is, but this is more of a
Iron
teaching
deposit
episode,
discovered.
I suppose. Hopefully it's interesting. So let's, yeah, I think we just need to make all the other furniture and we'll be fine. And I don't even think we need to, bother with the, unless there's no availability for the items. So chair requires, so nobody's making cotton, so we might have to do that, but linen we'll just buy, and then cotton. So okay, so let's get a cotton farm going. Medium, and we want to make some cotton. Now, annoyingly growing, so can't remember. So sows in February, harvests in June. Okay, we are in February. Is it actually going to start sowing? I hope it does, because otherwise we've missed it by a whole year. But yeah, so essentially, you know, we might get hamstrung by that. Is it worth growing another one? I don't know. Okay, so no point in building the factory for that yet, since we are going to have to wait for that to get harvested. What else? So cotton sofa. Wow, yeah, so we have no leather, so we should probably get that going as well. And glass.
The central bank decreases the interest rate.
Okay, so leather, that's going to need another farm. I think we need to buy a bit more land as well. So another farm. Oh, damn it. Can I get rid of that? Relocate. Oh, let me relocate. Relocate. Wow. You have to relocate it. Like, does it cost money? I hope it doesn't. Yeah, I think we are spending. Yeah, spending 700,000 every time to move it, and I couldn't move it. I had to move it completely off the grid to move it back to that spot. Anyway, so we need to raise cattle because that makes leather. Anything else? Pigs make leather too. I'm not sure if there's a difference between it. Why does it matter? Let's just do cattle, I guess. So leather, yeah. Okay. Do half training on those. Did we get any cotton? No. Shoot, I think we missed it. That would be very annoying. But yeah, okay, so that will make some leather. And yeah, it's saying there's still no cotton on the market. It is saying leather's on the market though. Did that just show up? Guess we'll find out. Glass. So we need to make glass. Glass is going to require... So glass is from silica. Is there any silica over here? Yes, there is. A mine? Don't have the cash. Wow. 71 for this land. Maybe we do that. How's this land? It's cheaper. Only about 70. A lot of silica here. 76. 115. Yeah, okay. Alright, well. Can we buy that land? Cannot buy this land plot. I guess you have to put the resources on it. Will someone else set it up? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think we are gonna have to do it, aren't we? So okay, yeah, let's just let's take out a loan as well. Loan. I mean, sure, we'll do 200 million. Okay. And mine, yeah, mine the silica. Okay. I don't know if we need to pay for training for this one. Okay, so we're getting silica in. So now we can make some glass. Let's do a small factory to make the glass. Do I need to set up factory? If I need that much glass, but yeah. Okay. And then now I'll have our factory.
Timber resources discovered.
Oh, so I guess resources do show up. Okay, so if we go back to furniture. Yeah, see now you see all of these say that there is availability to there's availability of all the products, so we can just start making them. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's get that going then. Factory. So this factory is making all beds. This factory is just making the glass. So let's set up, I think I'm just gonna do small factories. So I'll have a factory doing chairs. Okay. And so it should be, so when it's red like this, it's my company. So it's buying the timber, linen it's buying from somewhere else, cotton it's buying from us. Okay. And then, so that's the chairs. Let's now do the sofas. Same deal, cottons coming from us, timber, and leather's coming from us. It's all coming from us. And then finally, the tables. All right. So then in our furniture store, let's go ahead and furniture store. There we go. So in our furniture store, we'll start selling those other items. So yeah, let's have a purchasing here and here, and a sales here. And this one is going to be, we can do, let's do the sofas. They seem to have the highest. Sofa. There we go. And we don't actually need to link this for advertising because it's the brand recognition thing. And we can see as sales of our beds, how's that doing? Yeah, it's killing it. So we could even increase the price on this. So we're still 5 ahead there. And demand is through the roof, right? In fact, we're actually low on supply, it looks like. Even though we've got 2 purchasing units. But this purchasing units, are we not making enough beds? I mean, sales units are maxed out, so I'm not sure why our where's our other furniture store? There. It just hadn't put the order in because I'm going at slow speed, but yeah, so you know, utilization of sales is maxed out. How's the sofa? Yeah, so you know, we've got the quality advantage. All right, and then so I can't
Your
do a
company
double
is
here.
now the leader in the sofa market.
Oh yeah, so there's our thing. So let's just get this going, and you know, forget the other. So we'll do another furniture store, and we'll do those other 2 products. So yeah, so purchasing, sales in the middle, advertising, and we'll do another purchasing, sales in the middle. So it doesn't really allow for more than, you know, the 2 there, but yeah, so we did sofa, so chair, table, and table. And advertise is set up. I have to link that though to you. We'll do some training. Where's our other furniture store? So that's our chair one. Other furniture store, let's do the training there as well. And we are linked. Okay. Yeah, okay. So Sapporo is probably sucking a bit. Yeah, our manufacturing's maxed out. How's our furniture store doing over here? Yeah, I mean the sales is maxed out. I wonder if we could support one more. I'm just curious. Let's just see if we can support one more bed. Yeah, we can even raise the price. I mean, I guess because the sales is maxed out, it says utilization is max. I guess that, yeah, maybe we need another sales unit because it just can't sell fast enough. So I do another sales unit and send it that way instead. So there, the whole lot went to them. Just speed up time just to see it. Yeah.
Your company is now.
Oh,
Congratulations.
there you go.
You have achieved the goal.
Yeah, so all that set up and really so what ended up happening with the corporations? Oh, okay, actually no, I forgot. So it does give you new goals. Okay. So now we need to go into home appliances. Okay, so we're not actually done. But yeah, corporations, has anyone started doing things? Okay, finally. All right, well, 4 of the companies have actually started making money, have started running some sales. Firms. I mean, yeah, so this, there we go. Ideas Hotbed has really kicked off, got a lot of firms. Power company. Yeah, some of these are just not doing anything, and I have no idea why. It seems to me like a bug. Unless it's just something to do with the way the scenario is programmed. But I think that's a good stopping point. That's we're at the 1 hour mark, so we'll see how this does. It's not like I have a lot of views. I do this for fun, but curious if folks like it, if they're interested in this game, and we'll finish out the scenario, and move into our home appliances. There's like I said, there's a lot more in it. It's not just sort of like building regular products. Um, you know, and we could get into like trying to make money through stocks or whatever. I like the scenarios because they kind of guide you into those goals rather than sandbox where you can set your own goals or
Your
just kind of
company
get.
has lost its leadership in the bed market.
Oh, no, there you go. Guess it doesn't matter anymore, I think. And if like, maybe you do have to keep it to actually to win. Oh, and there is a time limit. You need to do it in 20 years. How did I lose? Yeah, I'm down a second market share. So who has the market share? So, okay, so over in Berlin, I'm not selling any beds. So I need to get my beds over to Berlin for sure. And you can see here, these 2 companies have some bed going. So yeah, so that's cool. That gives us something to which was a revolver and radial. Actually curious what the quality of their bed is. So they have no brand and they have a 56 quality bed. And what's our bed at? No. Whoa. I don't know why I thought I wanted to sell that. So our beds are 59 quality. So, we've got a better quality. We should be able to beat them. Yeah. All right. Anyway, we'll go ahead and save that. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.